Hello everyone, I'm Chingyuan. You can call me Barry. My student ID is 8198878. So today I'm excited to introduce an eminent figure whose name is Ivan Petrovich Pavlov. So without further ado, let's jump into today's discussion. So, um, Ivan Petrovich Pavlov is one of the most or two well-known Russian scientists in modern time. He born in 1849 in a pastoral family which lived in Middletown, Ryazan. And due to his father, who loved reading very much, he started to read in attic from time to time. In 1860, he entered Ryazan Church Middle School. After graduating in 1864, he entered Ryazan Church Seminary and prepared to become a missionary in the future. But actually, he changed his mind soon. Eventually, he graduated from St. Petersburg University as a biological student after a few years, and then devoted himself into scientific research. And he passed away in 1936. So, um, the reason why choosing is kind of interesting. Let me tell you. Firstly, his characteristic is rebel. Although he born in a religion family, but he still wanted to be a scientist. In addition, he was actually reluctant to admit himself as a psychologist. One of his famous motto, I think is very hilarious, is I would shoot people who mention anything about psychology when I'm doing experiment in my laboratory. A strong sense of contrast is embodied by him, which attract me a lot. Very so for his huge contributions, he is best known for his pioneering work in classical conditioning, which is a fundamental concept in the field of psychology. His experiments with dogs lead to significant insights into how learning and behavior are influenced by association and stimuli. In his famous experiments, he noticed that dog began salivate not only in response to the presentation of food, but also in anticipation of food when they associated the presence of the lab assistant with food. This demonstrated that animals could learn to associate a neural stimulus with a reflex response through repeated pairings. He measured the dog salivation response to food, the sound of metronomy or a light stimulus. By pairing these stimuli with food over time, he observed that the dog started to salivate in response to the metronome or light even when food wasn't present. This led to the concept of a conditional response. So, recently, a lot of his theories can relate to our daily lives. For example, fast food restaurant. Use fast food restaurant use classical conditioning by consistency associating their logos and branding with ideas of convenient and quick meals. This association can make people craft their food when they see hear these cues. Learning and second example is learning and education. Obviously, in educational settings, classical conditioning can be applied. For example, a student may associate a particular classroom with the stress of exam or excitement of interesting lessons. So this can impact their motivation and the emotional response to that environment. So overall, in conclusion, Ivan Petrovich Pavlov's experiments on classical conditioning were in how to say instrumental in shaping our understanding or learning and behavior in psychology. His research has had a lasting impact on the field, in influencing areas such as behaviorism and education and practical application in various aspects of modern life. However, it's important to see his theory in an objective way. For example, it's important to consider the ethical implication of his research, particularly in the treatment of treatment of animals in experiments. So that's all today. Thanks.